Just make sure. Oh, Smooth, can you hear me? I appreciate the sub, homie. Hopefully the music's not too loud on the other side. Alright, so Q, my homie, what's up, Hope? Welcome on in. It's gonna be a late night stream. It's not gonna be super long. Figured I mix it up a little, you know. So how the criteria for this tier list is gonna work, it's not like how well it did in views, popularity. I'm strictly going off of how much fun I had making it, strictly on my behalf, right? You know, because obviously this is a fun concept. I'm excited. Hell yeah. No, so pretty much every is the music, audio, anything too loud? Everything good? Oh, hold on. Hold on. I gotta check that. That would be bad. I speak to the mic again.
Testing.
Okay, yeah, you're really loud on.
Oh, hold on. Let me just.
Nope, hold on. Try again.
Testing.
All right. Yeah, that's. Hold on.
I just moved back from the mic a little, so in case that was what was
Yeah, no, I get that. Let me see where I can move from. How's that, Hope? A little bit better. Before I really get into the thick of it. A little better, yeah. All right. Perfect. Okay, so this tier list is not based off of every how well these videos did. I just want y'all to know that, because some of these videos I'm going to rank significantly higher and they did not do too hot, and vice versa, potentially. So the criteria, so how this is gonna work is that it's for fun. It's more so how much fun I personally had making them. I swear I got this idea off of somebody. I can't remember where I saw that. I saw a video, someone talking about their own videos, and kind of tier listing them a little bit like this. I'm like, you know what? That sounds like fun. Proud of you for doing it though. It should be based on how you felt making it. Absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely based more on how I felt making it. So, you know, how much fun I had during it, all the types of development hell that we went through. And I obviously have Smooth in here because he's been with me on every single video that's on this list. Obviously, I'm not doing shorts. We'd be here all night, and I'm not gonna lie, my shorts to me kind of blended, my kind of all sort of meshed together because how many shorts I made. So I'm just keeping it strictly to full videos for the
yeah. Plus with the shorts, it would just be first too many. Second of all, some of them just let's be honest, we felt like we did good. We just kind of just put them out there because they're shorts. You know, you're only gonna look at them for 30 seconds at most before moving on.
exactly. Yeah, and they were based off of stream moments, which it's inoffensive, but you know, uh, they're inoffensive, but they're just, to me, they're not really all that memorable. And plus, that was when I was like really like kind of trying to find my footing with like learning how to video edit. Like, but here, this is when I fully start to evolve and start to go into much bigger projects. But what else is there for criteria? I mean, I think that's pretty much it. Just like how much fun I had making them, you know, things like that.
Difficulties.
Yeah,
Maybe fan interaction.
no, not fan interaction. I want to keep it strictly to us, because we're the ones who spent all the time really making these videos. So how much you learned, how much I learned making them. Yeah, okay, I could definitely yeah, I could throw that in. There's definitely been, the process has changed a lot since my very first video. How impressed you are with the video and that versus and how it turned out. Yeah, yeah, so pretty much you get the gist of it. That's pretty much how much fun I had, how much I've learned. Like, you know, it's just all from this is just gonna be from my point of view and my feelings on it, and where my mindset was at the time making these videos at that specific moment, because I'm gonna try to do this yearly, pretty much to close out the year every year going forward. But because I didn't do this last year, I said fuck it, I'm just gonna throw in 2024's.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, with all that out the way, let's just kind of jump right into it. I kind of went all over the place. I didn't do in order. Just gonna let y'all know, like, the first one is definitely the first one, and the last one's the last one, but everything else is all kind of thrown in between. So let's excuse me, let's begin. So the top 8 video games of 2023. Okay. So what do I have to say about this video? Maybe zoom the P. You know what? I don't know actually how to zoom the page in.
I think you press Control and then you use the scroll wheel. If you want to zoom it in, you scroll the wheel upward while holding the control. You have a mouse wheel, right?
Okay, yeah, there we go. Got it. Okay, so that's all legible. You can pretty much okay, there we go. Yeah, that's pretty, yeah, that's legible. Significantly better. Okay, so as I was saying, the top 8 video games of 2023. Oh man, my very first one. I was still really trying to find my footing. I don't think the videos are. The thumbs up are easier to see now.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so the top 8 video games of 2023. Yeah, my very first video. I don't think it's that great. Like, I kind of just threw this idea out, and I was kind of like trying to find my footing a little bit while doing this. Like, I definitely did. The video was only like 7 minutes, but it took me so long to make because I was still like learning how to video edit. I was definitely getting notes from a friend that I don't talk to anymore, but like I was getting notes from a friend at the time, and you know, they gave me some solid advice, but at the end of the day I was just kind of winging it. I mean, most of these videos are just kind of winging it, but this one really, like, it kind of showed. Like, I mean, for fuck's sake, I used all different streams instead of actual footage. Like, that's just a lot. Where my mindset was while making the video. I had Smooth create the thumbnail that you know, I mean, everyone pretty much knows my thumbnails. Every single thumbnail you've seen here is either made by Hope or Smooth for the most part. Yeah, very early on in my journey, absolutely. Yeah, I just kind of did it for the fun of it. I don't really have too much to really add to this. You have any input you want to say, Smooth?
So, I'll be 100% honest, and I know this is gonna sound very offensive when I say this, but it definitely felt like Watch Mojang, if or Watch Mojo, like a type of energy that we had when this was in the production. Like, we were still feeling around with the new software, and even then, it was just like, at the time, we were also trying to feel around to see what we were allowed to put in, because again, it was the first video. You know, YouTube, we don't know what, like, YouTube's gonna flag for copyright, and honestly, you could tell this was my first thumbnail because it was just like, it felt very copy paste, to be honest. Like, I had all the assets already pre-done, like, you know, I had your old model head, I slapped that in the middle. The Mega Man reference was just because I thought it would be funny to, you know, have like a little nod to the games that you played, while keeping, since there were exactly 8 of them, you know, it would be like top 8 games, and you know, each one was represented by a hidden boss.
Yeah, which was cool. Like, like I said, it definitely was the first video ever made. Like, it was a solid critique, to be honest. It definitely had the energy that this was the first video I've ever made, and I'm like, you know what, I totally am okay with that. Like, you know, when I made this, I wasn't really expecting the videos to like blow up or anything. I just did it for the fun of it. You'll realize there's an ongoing running theme. Hold on, I got that.
Hold on, I got you. Oh.
No, fine, you got that.
Damn, that was.
Yeah, hope
You know, good looks on that one.
Hope was too fast. Yeah, for real. You got us there.
Quick on the draw.
Yeah, I don't have too much to add to this one. I think it was just our first video, so I forgot to talk about the tierings. Obviously, S tier, real quick. I mean, obviously, you know probably a million tier lists, so it's not going to be too different from that. S tier. These videos, I find I had a lot of fun. I think they were fucking peak. You know, I think they're some of my best work. Things like that. A, I still had a lot of fun. They're not like, S is almost perfect. A is really good. I like great even. You know, I definitely feel like I stepped up on A. B, they're good. They're good videos. Nothing really too much out the ordinary. Really should have did more on the criteria. Totally forgot about this. Never done this before, so I'm just kind of winging it. C, I think they're fine. I feel kind of neutral towards them. I thought they were just kind of like whatever, like, you know. And again, like, I want y'all to understand this real quick. I pour a lot of time and effort into every video I make, and I'm passionate about them. But at the end of the day, there's just some videos I'm going to be way more passionate about. That's just the way it is. D tier is like, you know, would I do it again? Maybe not. We'll see. And then F tier, I'm not gonna say I absolutely fucking despise the video, but I never want to go through that type of hell. How it is, like, you know, it's just, I mean, realistically, I don't think any of my videos are significantly that bad where I need an F tier. I just kind of threw the F tier in just cause. But yeah, to hurry this along, I'm gonna end up throwing Mega Man. I'm thinking D tier. What do you think, Smooth?
Honestly, I have one that'll top that. Change S tier to Q tier, and change F tier to L tier.
Oh, man.
We gotta keep it within your character.
So, alright.
Honestly, I would say this one was definitely an L tier, not because of, like, you know, it was still at the end of the day was a very much a passion project. Like, don't get it twisted, but like, I feel like it was most of the hell that we went through for this one was just finagling, and if we had the knowledge that we have now, I would say that. Actually, you know what? Put it on D. Yeah, like it was a learning curve. So
F tier would be like giving you gave 0 effort, and brother, you have given each one so much. That's the thing. Like, you know, I've definitely poured a lot of effort into every single video I've made. But you know, obviously there are ones I would place higher or lower. That's why I'm like, I threw L tier in there, but like I wasn't really gonna like. I didn't know if I was gonna buy anything in L tier.
There's one specifically I have for L tier, honestly.
But
we'll get to that one when we get to that one.
We'll get there when we get there. Yeah.
Well, this one I would say is a D tier, just because you still learned something at the end of the day. You still got something out of it.
Not to also mention, I mean, this was the first video you actually helped with. You didn't do the whole thing. I think you did one segment for me, and you were still learning video editing. Just to let y'all know, Smooth and I, we were pretty much video editing strictly on After Effects at this point. Like when we really first started for well over a year. So most of the videos you'll see in 2024 were all through After Effects. I didn't start other programs till earlier on this year, but we'll get there when we get there. I agree on D. D tier for this. You were learning for sure, but I had a lot of room to improve. Absolutely. Would I go back and do another video with this ranking games? Honestly, no. This was definitely a first attempt, and I don't know if I would ever really go back to. I don't think I'd ever go back to it. I'm not really one to keep up with games like really like that nowadays. I mean, shit, I think I've beaten like 6 or 7 games this year. I don't complete a lot of games anymore, so yeah, I don't think I'd ever go back to a video like this. It's definitely something to look back on, but I don't think I would really do it again. So we're gonna slap this into D tier and move on. Okay, Super Mario Brothers 3. Okay, this one was an absolute. This one was really personal for me to write. So making all that. So when I first wrote this video, I had the idea to write this video all the way back in May of this year, and you know, I wanted to like pay homage to my dad. That was literally why I did that for the whole last the whole closing thoughts was just for my dad. And I tried to script write that, and I couldn't do it. I was in tears trying to script write it, and I was hitting a hard mental block. So I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna cut the script, and I'm gonna just try to cut a promo off this. And I think I didn't do too bad, honestly. I think I could have done a lot worse. I do think I could have done better, but I think, like, you know, I definitely could have done a little bit better. I definitely, you know, it was good, not great, and that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel about it. It definitely came from a place of passion, a place of love, and things like that. And as far as the rest of the video itself, I had fun making it. Like, you know, I mean, Super Mario Bros. 3 is one of my favorite games of all time. It was fun just kind of like putting this video together, like all that. I definitely obviously, you know, I do a lot of research into even making these videos as well. Definitely way more in these newer ones than around the older ones, more or less. Yeah, I absolutely love this video. Is there a lot I would change about it, like where it would potentially keep it out of Q tier? I think I probably should have talked about the Advanced 4 version of the game, because then I could have talked about the e-reader levels, and I could have like kept it all on that one. But I mean, like, in retrospect, it is what it is. Don't know if I'll make a video covering just the e-reader levels. Just feels a little odd. But you know, I was really passionate about it. I was really passionate about this video, and I absolutely love it. It was actually, I think this was the first video when I fully switched off of Adobe and I switched over to DaVinci. So the Mario 3 video was fully edited through DaVinci Resolve, and it took me a little bit to pick up DaVinci, but within a week I was flying right through. I picked it up really fucking quickly, so I was flying right through. There was not many slowdown periods. I was able to throw jokes in, like, you know, I was able to just customize it. Everything just felt smooth, felt right, fell right into place. with this video. I love this video. It's definitely probably one of my favorite videos I've made. Like I said, I am biased. I know the one thing is, like, you know, I totally understand if someone was to critique me and say my videos are a little formulaic, where it's like I do an intro, do a background, gameplay structure, things like that, and I know that gets a little boring, I guess. It just helps me keep things organized as far as making these videos. But obviously, like, maybe like in 2026, when I decide to make different videos, or obviously more Metroid videos, because, you know, definitely still going to be doing Zero Mission and all that, but that's all going to be in 2026. Maybe I might change up the formula a little bit. I don't think for Zero Mission, because like I said, the script's already done for Zero Mission, but we'll see where it goes after that. I totally understand, like, the formula definitely gets a little played the fuck out, but I mean, for what I have, I don't hate it for now, but obviously we'll try to change it, just need to figure out how. You have anything you want to input on this one, Smooth?
Truth be told, I think this one is definitely high A. And the only thing that's stopping it from getting into Q tier is literally the fact that you chose 3 instead of 3 advanced. And I understand that, like, you know, choosing the original 3 was tied to a sentimental value, so that's why it stays up in a high A. Because when you do something with a core passion, like, you know, that's just something that, you know, that builds the foundation of who you are. Like, Super Mario 3 literally was that game that shaped you into who you are. That game will be the very foundation. Like, you know, everybody has that one game that they play that literally shapes them to who they are. Like, yours, for example, is Mario 3. Mine's is Earthbound. And, you know, everybody has that one game. And to be honest, I would say, like Hope says, like, you know, Q tier, like, I would say if this one, like, would have an argument for Q, because the fact that, like, this is your core, like, this is who you are, like. And yeah, would it have been nice to have played the advanced version? Maybe, but I feel like the advanced version was just only had some extra bells and whistles that people didn't know exist until, like, you know, someone else pointed it out.
Yeah, the e-reader levels, I just finally got my hands on it, like, only like a couple months ago, and that shit has been out for well over 20 years. But, like, you know, I didn't get this game. I got the game on Wii, on the Wii Shop channel. I didn't get it on Wii U. If I did, I would have been able to play the e-reader levels. I don't remember if 3DS had the e-reader levels, but I mean, my old 3DS is long gone, so couldn't tell you. Yeah, I definitely am feeling, outside of, like, that one stipulation, because, like, that's going to be my only regret, is that I'm not going to be able to talk about the e-reader levels. I would have to figure out a way to talk about the game where I'm just not repeating the same plot points, and just to kind of, like, rush to the goal, that being the e-reader levels. So, like, that's really my only regret with it. Everything else, like, you know, I think I did pretty fucking well on. And, you know, I try not to give myself a bit of an ego when it comes to making these videos. I try to stay humble. And, you know, I try to, like, you know, I take criticism. Like, obviously, if it's criticism with actual thought and actual time poured into it, if it's just your video fucking sucked, I'm gonna ignore it. Because there's no thought into that. You tell me why it sucked, and maybe there's a conversation we have there. But, you know, I think for, like, the place I was in at the time, the mindset, DaVinci, everything just, and like I said, everything just kind of fell into place when I switched over to DaVinci. And, like, this video was just a perfect example of that. I really think I killed it with this video. And, you know, it's definitely one of my most proud videos. Is it short? Yeah, it definitely is short, but I mean, the game is only like an hour and a half long. It's not a long game, maybe 2 hours tops, but it's just, you know, I can go on and on and on, but I just also didn't want to beat a dead bush. And also, I made a lot of y'all laugh with that whole Anchor segment because almost no one knew about it. But like, the video doesn't matter in my opinion. I mean, it really doesn't to me personally, but it's like, you know, obviously if I'm gonna pour time into something, I wanted to, like, you know, give it my best. And obviously, like, you know, I don't want to drag things on, but I also don't want to, like, you know, like, don't want to make it feel too short either, you know. Trying to find that perfect medium, just kind of, you know, when you're writing a script, you can't time it. It just, whatever time it comes out is whatever time it comes out.
Yeah, and a lot of it is just a matter of personal preference. Like, you know, some people like short videos because they can digest more videos in the span of like the same amount of time, but it also begs the question: do you want quality or quantity? And you know, despite the fact that we live in a day and age where everybody just wants things in fast and, you know, bullet through them, at the end of the day, like, some people just enjoy a nice hearty long video, like, you know, that, you know, does a deep dive into whatever the topic of their interest is, like, and that's what really, you know. So it's like that's what really is the deciding factor. Like sometimes with a longer video, you get to see more of like the creative process behind the product itself versus just, here's this product, this is what it does, you should buy it. No, like you get more intimate with the product. Like, you know, you start to develop a connection between you, the creator, and the creation. Art is meant to be appreciated. So, personally speaking, as long as you feel like, you know, you've said everything that you needed to say, or like, you know, you feel like, you know, you've found a topic point where you feel like you connected, sometimes it's worth to add those extra minutes in.
I agree, but yeah, I think this one, I know outside that one little like regret, I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna throw it into Q tier. It's way too personal. I had so much fun making that video, and like, you know, and another regret is that, like, I wish I could have shown my dad this video, but obviously we're not in that timeline, so it is what it is. Like, you know, would have made him tear up a little bit. I don't know. At least that's my interpretation of it. But yeah, but that's something I don't have any control over. So it is what it is, and we are moving on. Wasn't honored to work on that thumbnail for something so beautiful. And you know what, Hope, you fucking killed it. You killed it with that thumbnail, like you do with every single thumbnail. Like, I don't want to make it sound like, oh man, it sounds generic. I just, you know, it gets really hard sometimes to really say, yo, she's fucking killing it with these thumbnails. But like, you know, she is, and I'll always tell both you and Hope you're killing with thumbnails. And if there's any critiques, I have no problem telling y'all about the thumbnails. Like, if there's anything I want differently and do better, I mean, y'all are pretty good with that, but that's not what this video's about. Trust me. We'll we'll always talk about the thumbnails very briefly, but yeah. But just know the thumbnails do not affect the tier placement at all. Like, you know, fun fact, I loved hearing praise over and over anyway. Hey, fair enough. So do I. Loki.
Hell yeah,
But
it just feels good.
Okay, so next up, Danny Phantom Season 1. Oh man, this one. This was I should realistically talk about all three all at once, but I'm gonna go through them as they come through. Because I was in a really different mindset in all three of them, so let's Ambitious collab to be honest. Was that the first one you did collaborated? It totally was the first one I did collaborated.
Absolutely.
So a little backstory on this one. So I came up with the idea to do this video back in, I want to say, November of 2023 with Smooth and Bestie. So then Smooth and Bestie on his own time, on their own time, watched the show. Smooth and I pretty much watched the show. Like spent like a couple weeks just watching all 3 seasons, and like, you know, we definitely had our thoughts. December rolled around, and we kind of like constructed the tier list, how it all went, and then obviously production took a little bit to start, but by March production was fully in effect, and it took me 3 months. Took me through, and like, you know, this was like before Smooth was really like kind of learning how to do editing. I pretty much had him do just that one segment in the top 8 games, but this video, no, this was all me. I'm not even like trying to gas myself up, but that was all me, and I was still using After Effects on it, and it was I'm gonna just say I don't really like this video that much. Like, it's my second highest viewed video on YouTube, and I just think it's kind of whatever. It's ambitious. It's definitely, you could tell this is our first collaborated project. Covering 3 entire seasons of a show is really ambitious too. Y'all killed it. I appreciate it, Hope. Yeah, I think this video is just fine. Like, you know, I definitely had problems with trying to do audio. This was the first time Smooth was actually recording his sections, same with me doing like that many sections. Bestie, I had to have him kind of re-record a few sections because it, like, you know, I don't think any of us were really at our best in this video. I think I could tell it was Smooth's first time, Bestie's first time, and it was essentially my second time even doing like video recordings like this. So it's definitely the early days, and it shows. Absolutely, that's exactly one of the it's the early days, and it shows. I don't really like this video. Like, it doesn't mean I didn't bust my ass making it. I 100% busted my ass making this. Obviously, there's not as much research that needs to go into a ranking video. It's a ranking, not an in-depth. Obviously, like, you know, I tried to throw humor in there whenever I can. Our opinions definitely are subjective. That's totally whatever. That's not the point of the conversation. But, you know, I had some fun. I definitely was passionate to make this video, but it's like, you know, it took me so fucking long to make this video. And then, not to also mention, that was the first time I ever got hit with copyright hell. Copyright infringement. That was some bullshit I had to go through, but I made it through. It took me so long to get that part through, but we made it through. Yeah, like I said, I definitely think we've all gotten better since then as far as writing and just actually recording and knowing where that sweet spot is. That shit was harrowing. Facts. We have anything to input, Smooth, on this one?
So for season 1, it was definitely an awkward, like, you know, transition, because this was like, you know, like you said, like fun fact, originally, you know, this was a collaboration that Q wanted to do, and it was originally him and Bestie, like, you know, because they were both DP fans, and honestly, I thought the show, like, there was a couple of episodes that I remembered as a kid from Danny Phantom, but like when he had me jump in, like a little bit later down the timeline, we ended up binging the series. Like, you know, there was one point where we were watching like 3 or 4 episodes like a week, and I would have my notebook while I'm at work, and, you know, I'm like jotting down notes, thinking about, like, you know, the symbolism of like Vlad as a character and all this other like deep rooted shit. And it's just like, it was like, we went into it thinking that this was going to be easy. Like, you know, it's like, if LS Mark could do it, like, you know,
yeah,
Watch Mojo could do it, like, this should be stupid easy.
Actually,
where were we wrong?
To piggyback on what you just said there with the whole LS Mark thing, so I also watched quite a bit of LS Mark and Nathaniel Bandy, and I really got the idea of, like, I really want to rank every episode of a series, and I knew it was going to be tough. Like, but I did not think it was going to be that nightmarish hell tough. And boy, did we learn. And this definitely was a really tough fucking video to make.
It was a labor of love, with emphasis on the word labor, because there was one point where, you know, we were just having such a hard time with script writing, because this was my first time script writing, so like I didn't know, once again, like I didn't know what was okay to even say, or what, like, you know, so I played it safe, you know, on season 1. I, you know, outside of like maybe one episode that I actually enjoyed writing for, so for context, we split the season into 3 sections. We had the worst episodes of the season. We had the most watchable episodes, and we had the peak episodes. So me being the L collector, I wanted to write about the worst episodes of Danny Phantom.
And I wanted to write the best, because I don't know, I definitely had more praise. At least I thought I had more praise to say about Danny Phantom going into this project. But as you already know, Danny Phantom definitely went down for me after making this. Like, usually something like this you would begin to appreciate the more you just do research, the more you actually get your hands deep in the nit and gritty. No, it was actually quite the opposite for this. Do I think it's a bad show? No, but it's like, it's the perfect like 7 out of 10. But that's besides the point. So I feel like it's a C because it was a lot more bit. Yeah, I already read that. I think C. I think C's fine. I don't really have too much else to really say about this one. I think I pretty much said all I need to say. Season 1 was just, it was our first big one. Like, this was like I did the top 8 video games, to the Reverse Mushroom, to Danny Phantom Season 1. So that was literally a 7-minute video to a 2-minute video to almost a 30-minute video. Like, it was an insane jump. I definitely should have leaned a little bit more into it, but fuck it. I definitely did learn a lot from making that video, but yeah, I think C. You Smooth?
Yeah, definitely a comfortable C.
Okay. Danny Phantom Season 1 going into C tier. Okay. This one. What was it? The giant mushroom and the mini mushroom from Mario Party 4 item. Oh man. I'm going to just say it. I think I remember how I just said like 10 minutes ago, where it's like, I don't think there's a single video on here that would be considered L tier. I think this might be the first cap. Yeah, this may be the first one. And this one requires some context. So, as y'all know, this was the 3rd video I made covering a Mario Party item. I'll talk about the other 2 when they come up, but this one I did as a request. Bestie was the only one who requested a video, so I'm like, screw it, I'll try to get his out for his birthday, and I did. But you know, I'm just gonna say it, I did not have the most fun trying to make this video. I'm actually genuinely, when I'm saying this, I'm genuinely not surprised that this is actually my worst video on YouTube right now. Like, I'm really not surprised. Really looking back on it, I think it's justified. I think it's justifiably kind of weak. I don't really have too much I really said on it. It's like, you know, I don't even hate the thumbnail. I feel like I was like kind of repeating plot points. I definitely did rush this one. Like I said, I did try, but I think on this one, like in the whole item series, I was kind of gassing out. And you also have to understand, I was still working on the Danny Phantom video on top of this. But during that time I was also learning how to code on a boot camp sort of program that I finished up that program like well more than 6 months ago. So that's like a long time ago. But so I had a lot on my plate, and I definitely, this one did not get as much love as say like Danny Phantom Season 2. And yeah, looking back on it, it's just, I think it's kind of just the one video, like, you know, like I said, I did pour time. This one did took me like 3 days to make this video, but I think it's just, it's whatever. Actually, I don't think it's a good video. Personally speaking, I sometimes tend to go back and look at some of my videos, right? And you're like, you know, obviously I could say some good and bad on everything, right? But this one, I don't go back on this one often. Like, I actually almost forgot I even made this video at one point. But yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I didn't like working. Like, I did it as a request because, like, obviously those were the terms, but I just didn't. And you know, I'm happy that Bestie liked it. That definitely did, you know, mean the absolute. That definitely did mean a lot to me. But I'm being honest though. I'm not really too fond of this one, like too much. But do you have any input you want to say on this one's move?
Oh, where do I begin with this one? Definitely L tier. I agree. And for the context of, do you know how hard it is to manipulate the numbers game to get Bowser to sit on your face when you don't have the big mushroom? Let me tell you, I spent 5 hours resetting Mario Party. Oh, just so I can get to the Bowser space. And I needed to record the footage because there were 2 scenarios that could happen. If you had the big mushroom, you could challenge Bowser to a Bowser game
on Bowser's gnarly party board, which is just the essentially the Bowser map of Mario Party 4.
So I had to land on the Bowser space specifically with the big mushroom and without the big mushroom. Getting it with the big mushroom was the easy part, because, you know, all I had to do was just, you know, have the big mushroom and then, you know, just land it right there. I didn't have to reset it enough times. Like, but to not have the big mushroom and to land on the Bowser space before the match was over was hell. Just for Bowser to sit on your face and you lose 30 coins or something. It was an awful time. I never want to play Mario Party 4 by myself again. Awful time.
Yeah, that's right. Because I was also busy. Like I said, I was still doing coding. I was trying to get this video out. It's just not. It's not a good video, and I think it's also just to blame that I was like. I can also admit this video was definitely. I was biting off more than I could chew. I totally can admit that. That was just not a. You know, I shouldn't have said open request on it. But you know, I'm a man of my word, and I got it out. But I definitely think, looking back, like I definitely could have done a lot better on this one. Definitely, this one definitely needed an overhaul on the script writing. Absolutely, overhaul and recording. There's just so much that needs to be overhauled. And if you even look back, like some of the text fonts I used like a really generic text font with a blue background slide in. That's not something I would do anymore. Absolutely not. I actually have better text fonts that I use. I definitely have better ways to like, you know, have things slide in editing wise. I have ways to make just my editing look way more flashy than before. So, you know, I don't think it means what you think it means. Oh my god. But
like,
yeah, my point is that like it was definitely biting off more than I could chew. But if I was to redo it, I definitely could do it a lot better. But it would just require an overhaul on both script writing, recording, like an overhaul on the entire thing.
And I think the worst part of it all was we were fine with the 2 mushrooms.
Mhm.
The problem is that out of nowhere, Q was like, you know what? 2 items is not enough to talk about. Let's talk about 3, and he decides to add the hammer
Yeah.
into the mushroom hammer, which again, you hit somebody over the head with it, they get big or they get small. But like to have to harvest even more footage for something that was not even part of the request. Now,
Yeah.
mind you, he was already doing a lot of other stuff, and as the backup, like it's my job to go in to the unexplored depths of Mario Party and collect footage. It was just like what turned out to be a request for 2 items turned into 3, and it was just I 1 is okay, 2 is fine, 3 is enough. Naked Brothers Band 2012 something. I don't know what year.
What? Okay.
That was the song. Like, but what I'm trying to say is 1 item is okay, 2 is fine. When you hit 3, that's when you need to stop.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I threw in the third one because I'm like, fuck it. It literally is just essentially the same item, but just with a gimmick. And then not to also mention, I threw the other variants in, the other variants. So I pretty much do the normal variants, the shiny variants, which are like, I think there's like an extra dice block on both the shiny variants, and then they obviously just look nicer. And then I threw the hammer. I'm like, yeah, no clear vision for this video. Absolutely, I did not have a vision. I said, I just saw Bestie wanted me to make a video, and I said fuck it. And it's just like, again, it was just like I didn't give it the time that it needed, because like I said, I still do a 9 to 5. I'll still learn. I'll still try to get my make my deadlines for my coding projects, and I was still trying to do Danny Phantom all simultaneously. So this was just bound to fall to the wayside. It's like, is it sad? Absolutely, it is sad. But it's just I can admit that though. Like it's not my best. I actually do believe it's my worst, and it showed. It's definitely one of those things where it's like, if you're not willing, I saw a post earlier that someone made on Blue Sky. If you're not willing to pour the time and effort into making content, then why should people give you the time of day to even watch your content? I'm like, you know what? That is completely fair. Do open requests again so I can actually request a really stupid video idea. We'll get there in the future. I'm not taking requests right now, Hope, but you know what? For you someday, we'll get there. We'll talk. Yeah. We'll talk in the future. But for this year, that is a fuck no. I'm joking, man. I mean, I did have a video idea. Like, I wrote all the way back, and I say like May. I wrote one covering actually, I had the idea back in like October of last year, and I kind of started writing it, but then like I actually finished writing it in June. Not like I spent all that time writing it, just kind of was like an on and off sort of thing. And it was one talking about the mushroom tickets from Mario Party Jamboree, but then when I actually finished writing it, I'm like, I really don't feel like making this, so I didn't. It's like, I just know how, what it is. It's so tedious trying to gather footage. For that video, and that's just the one thing I didn't like doing. Then I bought 900. Yeah, pretty much. If I wanted to like revisit the idea, I have a lot more fucking footage now, thanks to you and Bestie. But, yeah, that's different story, different day for something I could dive into more on. But for now, yeah, this video is going into L tier. I think that's the only one going into L tier. Okay, so before I move on this, do you have any final inputs on that one, Smooth?
Honestly, I'm a gatekeep and just be like, keep that. Everything else, nothing below that one. Let that one be the only L we ever have to take.
Okay, fair enough. I'm hoping that when I revisit this idea in a year's time, that none of them hit L or D. But I mean, if it happens, it happens. It is what it is. Okay, so moving on. Metroid 1 on the NES. So, okay. So this one, I made this video in 2 weeks. I wrote it, scripted it, and literally made it in 2 weeks time. And it's not like I was rushing this video. I was not rushing this video at all. I had just come off of finishing my coding boot camp, whatever, my year and some time learning how to code that I did absolutely nothing with because I fucking hate coding. But I was just so relieved to be done with it. I said, fuck it, I really want to make a video. I've had that itch for so long, wanting to make a video, and then I thought of Metroid. But there's even more context to that. So more context is that around back in, I want to say April, I was coming home from the gym, and I just had the idea. I'm like, you know what? Today, I want to play Metroid Zero Mission, and I did. I played it, like, you know, obviously I did it in 2 sessions, played some one night, finished it the next night. I'm like, wow, this game was really good. And then, like, you know, I did it for Super. That was Super, took me like a little bit longer to beat, but, like, you know, I definitely had a lot of fun playing both those games. And then suddenly after that, I'm like, I played Zero Mission one more time. I'm like, you know what? I really want to make a Metroid video series. And then obviously I played through all of Metroid 1, and you know, I knew I wasn't going to play more than once, so I just gathered the footage. And that was also my first time playing, and you know, I had a lot of fun making that video, but I think the only thing that I would say holds it back is that I just don't like Metroid 1, man. Like, I just don't like the game at all. Like, it's a game that I've said in the video, it's a game I really respect a lot. It's an ambitious title, but I don't think it's a good title. Like, you know, it's definitely did not age like wine. It aged like milk. It's not horrible. It's just the controls are horrible, and it feels so outdated. It is not like Mario 3, where Mario 3 still feels seamless like a glove that you could pop in at any time and have a fun time playing that game. Metroid 1, fucking no. That's pretty much like my only gripe with it, but I had a lot of fun making the video. I at that point I had fully switched. I started switching off of After Effects fully. I started switching over to Adobe Premiere. So I was doing like a lot of the bulk work in Premiere, and then doing all the final touches in After Effects, and that was definitely speeding up my process quite a bit. But yeah, I had a lot of fun making it. I definitely feel like I got better at telling jokes, things like that. I definitely got a lot of inspiration from, you know, Pokemon Fire Emblem YouTuber I listen to at work, Imported Cheese. That dude's hilarious. But you know, I really do like that video. The only downside is that I just don't like Metroid 1, like the game. Like, it's a whatever game, and like, you know, that definitely like, I feel like I could have written the video a little bit better, but I also don't think it was I don't think it was bad. I really don't think it was bad at all. I feel like it was good. It wasn't great, but it was good. Like, I had fun making it. I think it came out good. But obviously this was like my first time doing like a full on, like, finally locking in and doing like a retrospective of a game rather than like a series or something, or a TV show. Any inputs, Smooth?
So this one, I would say, would definitely be somewhere around B tier, because like there was, so for context, like, you know, this was definitely a strange game, to say the sort of least. It was like, you know, between the finicky controls, the fact that you have to grind for 10 minutes for every time you die, it was a buggy mess, and this was one of the few games that I actually had just a little bit more knowledge on, because of the fact that, like, you know, we had the infamous Justin Bailey code, where it was like, you know,
that I did not bring up during the video at all.
Yeah, that was the one regret that I had, because, like I said, I've been an assistant to every video in the process. Like, you know, it's kind of like the Mario e-reader code. If you know, you know. But it was definitely something worth like adding it to, but it wasn't like going to make or break the game because like it was a fun video. I definitely enjoyed definitely enjoyed the departure from After Effects to DaVinci Resolve, like,
Not there yet.
and oh, not
no,
there.
No, we're not there. That was until Mario 3. This is June, bro.
Oh, what?
Mm-hmm.
First one?
No, I didn't.
You know what?
Trust me, I'll let you know when we fully like of everything that's on this list. I think only like 3 videos are fully edited on DaVinci Resolve.
Okay. Never mind. You're right because this is the one that had the SpongeBob hands joke where it was just like, you just see Hans come in and just take the Metroid away and like. But this one was actually I enjoyed this one like as a product like. You could definitely tell that you had a lot of frustration behind it, and everybody's favorite line: "You pack some missiles, right?"
You pack some missiles, right? Man.
Yeah.
No, that I don't think I had too much frustration because it was just like I did, but it wasn't like too bad even making it because it's you have to understand like I was coming off of a high of finally being done doing coding that I really I'd come off of doing that high. I was in such a good mood finally finished that. I really like hopped in and started writing, just immediately started writing it, and everything just kind of fell into place.
Yeah, because this one was like I say frustration mainly comes from the fact you had to play this buggy mess of a game. Like the video making process was definitely like you had everything lined up. It was just having to sit there watching you get jumped by several Metroids, only to then stand in front of a room for like 15 minutes like spraying the same like bugs to like get your health back up to then just nearly get jumped again by Metroids was definitely a feels bad moment.
Yeah, it was definitely more so like getting the footage for this title was definitely not the most fun, but overall I would say I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this video. Like it was definitely fun to make. Premiere, like, so glad I don't deal with Adobe. I don't deal with Premiere or After Effects anymore, but yeah, so I think I'm feeling a solid B. Yeah, I think B
Yeah,
sounds fun.
B is good.
Hope, if you're in chat, do you have any inputs at all? If you're still there, I don't know if you're still there or not. I'll give her a minute. If she's there, if not, we can move on.
Yeah, and plus, like I guess I could talk about the thumbnail process behind it, like or at least the concept, like because originally I was gonna make something much cooler, but then like we was talking about this game in comparison to all the other Metroid games because by then I think you were playing Metroid 2 or Super Metroid. I can't remember which one. Like you was playing one of them.
I was playing 2.
And we were just talking about like how different it felt with one, and like so you were like we were spitballing ideas, like and then I think you mentioned from humble beginnings because let's be honest, Metroid isn't where it is now without stumbling and fumbling, so it definitely, the name definitely fit. And then of course as I'm drawing it's like, oh, from humble beginnings, like the SpongeBob Krusty Krab training video, and from there on it was just my brain just devolved into monkey sees meme, must draw a meme.
I mean, it was a funny meme, and it's like it definitely was a fun one. I was in and out. They needed supervising during food time. Metroid. I think the video was awesome. It felt great to be felt like a great start to a passion project. I think it was also your humble beginnings into taking videos more seriously if I have my timeline right. Yeah, pretty much, because I think every video felt like just a one-shot idea up until then, outside of Danny Phantom. But I mean, Danny Phantom was a collab. I kind of like I counted, but like the Metroid one's fully just me, like fully just all me, my thoughts, all that. Like obviously Smooth still helps with the editing. That much hasn't changed, but it's like, you know, like as far as like having to accommodate anybody else, no, it's just all me. So yeah, it definitely felt like it was my humble beginnings as far as doing starting a video series. That felt way more fleshed out than say like the items. But B?
B.
B.
B is nice.
Yeah. It was good. It was really solid. I don't have too many complaints. It's just, you know, it definitely was like the first time me doing one of those videos, and yeah, I don't really have too much else to say about it. Okay, final thoughts on that Metroid one, or you get to move on?
Yeah, I think I'm good to move on.
Okay. The Klaus Michelson character analysis video. So this one, I had just another high coming off of finishing both Vampire Diaries and the originals, and I really did I liked a lot of those characters. Like a lot of them are so just, they felt, even if they weren't like, they felt well written, even though they were flawed, they were just so fucking fun to watch. And yeah, I was really invested. I did so much research trying to do that Klaus video. Probably the biggest problem was actually just still fighting After Effects, but I mean at that point it is what it is. I really enjoyed this video. I'm actually surprised it's my most viewed video on YouTube, and I'm like almost starting to really sense a pattern. Like I really pulled out all the stops to really do it. Hope killed it on the thumbnail. I think I did the clips relatively well. The only problem I have with the video is trying to figure out the structure. I don't think the structure was perfect because it was my first time doing a character analysis video. Do I want to do more of these in the future? Absolutely, I want to. I would just, you know what it is? It's not writing about them that's my problem. It's trying to structure. That's my issue. Once I figure out how I want to structure it, I'll definitely be able to fly right through and actually do bigger deep dives on writing more of these videos, especially more characters from that series, because it's so, oh my god, that series is so good. But yeah, I really I had a lot of fun making it. I had a lot of fun making this video. Getting the footage was a nightmare for this video though, because I had to get specific moments. And just to let you both know, between Vampire Diaries and the original, I'm pretty much scouting through what is 13 seasons, and these are like 45-minute episodes each episode. So trying to find a specific moment that would like kind of align with what I was saying was kind of rough sometimes. But I think over time began to realize I don't have to think about it too much. Don't think about it too hard. Like, don't think about it too much. It's pretty much, you know, just get something that's kind of relatively get a moment that aligns with what I'm relatively speaking. It doesn't have to be exact unless I'm talking about an exact specific moment. That's when I would need to get what I need to get. Any input, Smooth?
This one definitely was like, it was a passion project that also fed the hungry. And I say this because, like, you know, there's a pattern that I've noticed with some of these shows, like Supernatural, Vampire Diaries. They have this fan base that is just hungry for more. Like, you can feed them anything, and like, and I don't mean this in like a negative connotation. In fact, it's more of a positive trait. Like, they're the type of people that get excited when they see new content of like their passion and their interest. Like, it's like a matter of like, it don't even matter like who made it. The fact that they're willing to show that kind of support is like, it's booming. Like,
they crave the content.
Yeah, like, and honestly, like, you definitely hit it just right with the first one, like with Klaus, and like that video, like And I disagree with you with the fact that like you don't think that it was the right way to build it. I've looked at some other character analyses videos that involve like a web of like other characters that interact and make the character who they are. I think this is honestly the best way to do it, like because you're seeing the pieces that are being put into the chessboard and how they influence the root of the centralizing character that you're talking about. And if you was to do another one, and I know you will in the future, because at this point, like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's
I
just
think you should
inevitable.
definitely keep that formula that you have for this one because it's digestible, it's easy to consume. It feel like it flows like flows smoothly. Like there's no jagged bumps or like you're not crisscrossing or jumping hoops and making leaps and bounds. Like you're taking it on a nice slow ride and letting the people, like anybody who's touring this series will see the sights. And like a good tour guide, you want people to be left wanting more, but while also being satisfied.
I think you make good points, and there's something that you mentioned where it's like you mentioned pretty much just you wanted to go slow and you want people to actually really enjoy wanting more. Truth be told, there was actually more I wanted to write on this video. Funny enough speaking, because there was characters that I feel helped shape Klaus's personality even more that I did not even talk about. Like I didn't even talk about Cole, literally one of his main brothers that just didn't have as much screen time as Elijah. But like it definitely did play a factor. There was definitely a few other characters I didn't even talk about in that video that were pertaining to Klaus, because it's pretty much we are seeing Klaus from a lot of different angles. But I think when you see someone from a lot of different angles, that's when someone's able to finally build the whole picture and understand like why they would like or dislike a character. But at least that's just one of my interpretations of it. Like and yeah, there's still quite a few characters I did not even touch on. Like I didn't even I fully cut out talking about Michael. I threw it in the beginning aspect. I didn't even talk about Cole, didn't talk about Finn, didn't talk about Vincent, because these are all people that like have seen Klaus and they all have opinions, and seeing seeing the connection through. Like I did all the vital ones, absolutely all the vital ones, but like there was still, like I said, there was still more I could have added to it. But I also just didn't want I didn't want to make the video to feel like it was dragging on. I didn't want to I always worry about having like a pacing issue if it comes off too fast, too slow. I don't want a video to be paced poorly either. So, I really enjoyed it, and I definitely did learn a lot about doing character analysis. Maybe that's probably how I'll structure doing character analysis going forward. It's kind of that is interesting, because I think having a structure helps keep it from having poor pacing issues. But that's just me. Pacing is hard to gauge when you're writing the video. Yeah, absolutely, it completely is, because sometimes you just don't know. You just don't know. You don't want to keep repeating yourself over and over again. Yada yada yada, all that wonderful hoo-ha. It's just it's tough. It definitely is tough, but it is just because something's tough doesn't mean it isn't fun. And this video was fun. I really enjoyed making that video. I just haven't really thought about how I'd want to go. If I did not start the Metroid series, I probably would have done another character analysis. I got on a Metroid high, and the rest is history. Like I'm already almost on Zero Mission. But where are we thinking on this one?
I would say definitely put it on Q.
Your thoughts, Hope? Because I'm feeling Q, but now this is where it's gonna get Q tier for sure. Yeah, alright, so this is where it's gonna be, is it gonna be below Mario 3 or above it though?
I would say below Mario 3. There's nothing that's gonna top Mario 3.
Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. Like, I'm almost starting to see a pattern why some of these videos actually do well, why some of the, it's funny, right? Like, even if you like go off of views, right? I'm not counting views, but it's just a coincidence. If you go off of views, like this videos didn't, like the bottom two didn't exactly do too great, but you know, it's just something coincidental. I mean, then again, season 1 did pretty well views wise, but I just don't like it all that much. It's just a coincidence, you know, that DNL happened to be kind of like one of my bottom 3 videos ish. But don't worry, there's one that did not do too hot, but is gonna be placed really fucking high, I promise you. But we'll get there soon enough. Okay, so any final thoughts on the class video before we move on?
No, I think we're good. I think we're, you know, I think the fans have been fed.
No. Before I do that, I just want to change this song real quick. Let me see. Okay, so the game is pretty good now. Alright, so next up is the reverse mushroom item analysis.
Yes, this one.
You know what, Smooth, you can start us off and I'll add on to it.
So, thanks to this video, anyone who's ever played Mario Party with us never lets Q get the reverse mushroom. I just want to point that out. This video alone is so infamous that like we have to play this game ever so carefully around him because we know the kind of bullshit that he is like capable of thanks to this video. This video honestly is one of my favorite ones. I would say this one is definitely, if it goes to Q, it's definitely the gatekeeper between like Q and A. Like this video in its process is short, sweet, gets to the point, reveals the exploitations that have been created because of the game's buggy coding. And because of this, every time we see you with a reverse mushroom and you're on your way to a boo house, we hate you. We genuinely hate you.
Oh man. Yeah, so the fear sets in. So I made this video completely off of a whim. I was really into watching Zoomzyke back then. I still watch his videos now. It's just I was really into it back then. And I'm like, you know what? A reverse mushroom, I really just want to make this video. And I did a lot of research for it, and yeah, it was definitely a one-off video, and part of me also looking back feels like it should have just stayed a one-off series, but I really enjoyed this video. It definitely I think again the only thing I would do differently is like the different footage. But then again, I mean, I don't think I did it that badly. Yeah, this video was really short, but really fun to make. I again, humble beginnings. My script writing wasn't exactly the best. My audio wasn't the best. Things like that. I mean, I still don't think it's the best even now, but I think it's definitely a lot better than it was back then. You'd think I have a lot more to say about this one. No, I really don't. I mean, it's only 2 minute video talking about reverse mushroom. just with some jokes thrown in between. And you know, it did surprisingly well on the view count. It's actually probably one of my highest viewed videos. But again, that's besides the point. I'm not taking views into consideration. It's just, you know, I'm starting to understand my own pattern in a sense. Yeah, this video, it was a fun novelty sort of video. That's just all I have to say about it. It was fun, really fun to make, but it definitely was really early on. Yeah, fun little one off. I think I don't know. I think B.
I would say A. This one, just because of the amount of fun that you had making this video. While now looking back, like, you may not have much to say because, let's be honest, everything that you could say now you've already said in the video, and the fact that this video has impacted the people who watched it to the point where now they're trying to do these cheese strats in Mario Party, like, there is a reason why this item has never returned. Like, Nintendo and Hudson, what was it? Was it Hudson?
Yeah, it was Hudson.
Hudson, like, these people realized the abomination that you have created in, like, Mario Party. Like, this item alone no longer is Mario Party considered a party game. There is a meta tier list, and you inadvertently created a tier list because of this video.
Fair enough.
Like, you gotta think about the impact. Like, people who have watched this video, like, will now realize what they can do with this thing, and anyone who hasn't seen this video are going to get caught with their pants down. Like, visiting Boo twice in one turn, and that's just the beginning of it.
Yeah, there's so many possibilities with that one item. You know what? Fine, I'll give it A. Hope, what do you think? Just out of curiosity.
Like, shit. Even now, I don't even want you touching this item.
I'd go with B or A. You know what? I'll give it A.
That could be like a
yeah, just because of, like, how much, like, it actually even affected how much, like, how much people I still talk to that still quote this video. It's insane. I really did like making the video, but it was just definitely a one-off. Final thoughts, like, Smooth, on this video?
Honestly, this video is just like, this is also one of the few videos where I did not draw on the thumbnail at all. Like,
yeah,
I literally just took a meme and it just blew the fuck up, and I hate it. I really do. Like, and yet at the same time I understand the power of this one measly unassuming item. Like, people think that, like, you know, going back spaces is terrible. If any of you guys have ever played the board game Sorry, you will understand that moving back 4 spaces is the most broken shit you have ever seen.
No, man.
And this mushroom alone showcases that.
Alright, so I guess moving on. This one is going to be, I'm going to just try to lightning round through this one because I don't have too much to really say on it. The Fire Orb video, definitely part of the one, definitely a one-off video. I made this one, I don't even remember why I made this one, to be honest. Like,
because we were talking about, like, you know, if the reverse mushroom is the best item in Mario Party, we were talking about the worst possible item in Mario Party.
Yeah, that's right. Then we talked about the Fire Orb, and then for some reason, like, I thought it was a cool idea to, like, kind of mess with my audio, and I don't think the audio is great for that video. I don't think it's great at all. But I mean, obviously, I'm just kind of like, it is what it is. I moved on. I think this video is fine. I don't think it's D tier bad, but I think it's like, I can tell you, I think it's under Danny Phantom Season 1 bad.
I would say it's C. Just put like, because honestly, it feels like a nothing burger item. Like first off, you're talking about an item in a video for that is only around what, Mario Party 7?
Yeah, but it's like it's not just that. It's like I feel like there was not much I really even could have said much more for
Like,
it.
what could you say? Like, you throw a fireball and take 10 coins from somebody. First off, there are better items in Mario Party, and better character locked items like Wario and Waluigi literally just sucks up the board of items. You have Peach and Daisy who just have an item that basically says we're immune to whatever shit you throw at us.
See, I could have did a whole tier list of going over like the special items from 7, and like Wario and Waluigi would have placed only like 1 or 2 tiers higher than the Fire Orb item, and Peach's would have been like, Peach and Daisy's would have been like, oh my god, like top 3, top 2 best special items in the game. But now I'm derailing though. But yeah, just to kind of like, go ahead.
But like you know what I mean? You have everything under the sun is better than this. Like, get it, if anything, getting this item you want is a curse in disguise of a blessing. You don't want this shit. In fact, the existence of a fireball orb makes people not want to pick Mario and Luigi, which is sad because it's like, you know, in Mario Party 7, you only had 8 characters. Someone is going to have to pick Luigi.
Hold on.
I'm not talking about the unlockables, like, I'm talking like straight out the package.
You had 10 characters.
So it's Mario. Oh, right, Toad and Toadette were considered characters. But let's be honest, like, if you wanted to play Mario or Luigi, getting this orb is a detriment. You have to waste your turn tossing an orb, and you don't want to do that. Like, you don't want to waste your turn getting rid of an item that you could use something better. Or God forbid you land on a fucking item space and you get a free item, but they say, oh, your pockets are full, so you get nothing. Cool. I get to stare at Toadsworth, like, in the eyes as a reward for, you know, whatever.
It's a video tier list, not a Mario Party item tier list, boys. Yeah, Hulk's right. We are definitely derailing. Bad. But look, I'm just gonna say this, and I'll final thoughts on this. It's a nothing item, it's an okay video with, like, you know, not much to really say on it. Again, this is one of those videos I'm so passionate about Mario Party. You have no idea. I am so passionate about Mario Party. Even bad Mario Parties, I would even say, like, I would even give a shot once or twice too. But yeah, I don't really have too much more to really say about in this video. I think it's fine. I don't think it's
serviceable.
It's definitely serviceable. It's definitely not first video syndrome. It's not humble beginnings up, like, at least to that caliber. And I wouldn't call the video straight up bad. But yeah, I think right there, we'll take a swim into the C tier.
Into the C tier.
Yeah, I don't have too much more to say about that one. C tier, one off, solid, but not much to write home about. Yeah, pretty much. Hope pretty much summed it up in, like, essentially one sentence. All right. Moving on. Danny Phantom Season 2. Okay. All right. So this is an interesting one because I still edited this video, but I did not edit like as much as I did before. I definitely had to take a bit of a step back away because, like, my coding program just needed more time. Obviously, you can already tell, like just look at that's also another thing. I took some time away from the Danny Phantom video to go do the mushroom video from Mario Party 4, and look how that turned out. Should have just scrapped that idea and just focused more on Danny Phantom. But, you know, I was also going through burnout. I was so stressed trying to get that season 2 video out. But I mean, and again, we got hit with copyright, 2 times in a row. Fucking nightmare, but I do like season 2. I think season 2 was I'll just be the first to say it. I think it was a step up from season 1. I definitely think like all of our writing got a little bit more sharper. I don't think it was perfect. But I think it was a lot sharper than season 1. I think our jokes were definitely hitting a little bit better. The Fenton fail counter brings it to Q tier. If I was just rating off of that one alone, yeah,
that one also had the YouTube rewind joke.
It did. Yeah, I really enjoyed season 2. Actually, I think this might be my hot take. I think season 2 might actually be my favorite out of the three seasons. Like, you know, I definitely do have a soft spot for season 3. Not for the actual show. Fuck no for the actual show, but like and the processing of actually making the video. Yeah, I definitely do have a soft spot for season 3, but I think season 2 was like really solid. I thought it was really solid. But go ahead and just move forward. Do you have any solid inputs you want to add?
Truth be told, I want to say I'm gonna make a hot take myself. Season 2 definitely should be either an A or Q tier, and here's why. This is the only season that we I lied, besides season 3, but we'll get to that one. Season 2 was the first time we ever actually brought a player 4 into the mix. That's right. We actually had a special guest appearance from Hope herself in this episode, in the season 2.
And she did.
And honestly, having the whole rhyme scheme of like the Christmas episode while talking about a review for a Christmas episode was fucking galaxy brain plays. Like, I'd say season 2 was definitely packed full of jokes. Like, yeah, there were some stinkers in the toilet, but like when the jokes hit, they hit. Like, we had like what the YouTube rewind joke with fucking
the YouTube rewind, the Fenton
fail cue,
the Fenton fail counter,
the Kendrick Lamar joke when we made fun of like Amber's appearance as a minor antagonist.
Yo, I do revisit that because I turned that into a short, and I do revisit that one quite a little bit, and I'm like, you know,
like, man, this one we were definitely cooking it. This was the first one where I actually stepped into I didn't, not all of it, but like I did. Season 2 was where I actually started stepping in and, like, you know, in the editing process, like, and you could tell with some of the jokes that I've slipped in, like,
yeah.
And this was also the one where we started doing cutaway, like, you know, making organic cutaway gags.
Yeah,
you know,
season 2 is lit. Like, yeah, I'm convinced. I'm just gonna say I don't think it's Q tier. I don't think any of the Danny Phantom videos are Q tier. I'm just spoilers ahead. But I do think it is a solid A. I think there was a lot of solid episodes in there. I think Bestie did a lot better on his performance for season 2 than season 1. I think you and I both did a lot better. You know, I think the editing was definitely a lot sharper, and like, even just like, again, like, in making it, it definitely was a lot more fun to make it. It's like, you know, I feel like the Danny Phantom vids just get better and better because y'all were learning more and more how to manage several people in a video at once and learning more about editing. Solid B in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd say solid B. Like, because there was definitely some episodes that were writer's hell. Like,
yeah, we definitely did get hit with some writer's hells, and even in editing hell, like, even doing like Fenton Menace, that one was really annoying to edit. Some of them were definitely annoying to edit because, again, we're going through 17 episodes, but then some of them were peak editing. Like, I think one that's not talked about, Smooth really killed it on the
the Pariah Dark one?
On Rainstorm, that's the name of the episode. Like, yeah. Smooth really killed it on the editing. Maybe a soft A, caressing the A tier gently. You know what?
Yeah, we'll put it below
Yeah.
the reverse mushroom,
You know,
just because
yeah,
that one definitely had a lot of like,
bottom A tier. Very
just for
bottom.
the existence of like, even with episodes like Fenton Menace, like there was still definitely some jokes around there. Like I made a Mario Party joke out of like fucking Youngblood because of his existence in like the areas that like it was memorable like because of the fact that, like, like I can't remember a good joke in season 1, but like season 2 was definitely we were definitely in the right direction.
No, we're now. Let me see. We're now in the halfway mark. Okay, wow. I did not think it was gonna. I thought it was only gonna take us like about an hour and some change. I didn't think we were gonna be this long on it. But I mean, there's always just some words to really be said about it. Yeah, I don't have too much more to really say about season 2. I just think it was another joke that was also thrown in there. The Shanks,
The Pokemon battle.
the Pokemon battle. See, it's to me. I think about it all the time. Like, wow, there's a lot of jokes in there that like, and I could tell they weren't even my jokes because, like I said, Smooth stepped in, and I could tell like I'm better at like structure and formatting, but Smooth is way better at telling jokes than I am. But that's also why that's why we make a great team. Here's a cookie.
Hell yeah. Oh boy.
Okay. Now Metroid 2 for the Game Boy. I think this is a top of C, and
Yeah.
I will say it's I think it also comes back down to the fact I think the game was okay. It was just a little ambitious, but it was just linear, and I think my structure was just kind of like, I felt like I was kind of like repeating a little bit more when it came to writing. Editing, I don't really have too many moments in editing that really stuck out for me. Like, I think that's another thing too, why in everything that's in like Q&A, there are moments I could think, like, going back to editing, that either I did or you did, that like, we went through the process and it stuck out for us in a really positive way. And then, like, even if you think about it, like, there was definitely some solid moments in there, but then like C tier, there wasn't really too much. D, nothing. And L tier, there literally was nothing. Like, I'm starting to really sense like a pattern on that. I don't really have too much to really say about this one. I think it was I think just like the game, it's fine. Like,
yeah, it's just okay.
I think it's I'll be real. Go ahead. So if you got any inputs on this one, because
Truth be told, I would say put it in the. I would say it would go into C tier between season 1 of Danny Phantom and the fire orb one, because I think the problem is just the game just feels like it's a checklist of things you're supposed to do. Yeah. And honestly, like, people are gonna mock Fusion for, like, the hand holding, but this one, it just feels like you're going to the grocery store in outer space and you're like, you have to pick up 8 Metroid eggs, and then you drive over to the gas station to pump yourself full of, like, gasoline and stop at the first bank of Ridley.
The first bank of Ridley, but Ridley wasn't in this game.
My point exactly.
Except in the behind the remake he was, but I'll dive more into that one when I actually cover that title. Yeah, I think it was a fine game, and like the video itself, it was fine. Like, I don't have too many ones that really stuck out. I don't think the video is like horrible, but I definitely do think I could have done better. But I think it also just comes back down to, I didn't have too much to say about the game. I think that's just what it is. Like I definitely do take, like I said, I have a win. I was even in the Metroid. I was even in the Metroid Reddit for a brief time, and I definitely did ask them for some information. And some people in the Metroid Reddit, surprisingly enough, they did help me out. Like, they I made a post just specifically talk about two different beams, and they were actually chill enough to help me out. But I don't remember the names of the people that helped me out, but there were a couple people in there that definitely did help me out in there. But you know, I think it was just more or less it was like trying to find things to add onto add into there. Like, you know, I even felt like even writing it, I felt like I was making a checklist, like, but it's sort of hard to kind of like write about a game that's really hard to separate things. Like even like AM2R is so much better of a game because, like, you know, every area is really distinct. There's so much the colors are so good, the movement's perfect. But again, I'm derailing, but I'm just making an example. It's, you know, sometimes the game you cover, how you feel about it, like sometimes how you feel about writing the game just kind of feels you know, can affect like you're writing towards it, like maybe like in a good or a bad way. But this one was just kind of like this was just a middle of the road game. I didn't have too much to really say about it. Like, here's the punchline, right? I put the Metroid video, the first one, in B tier because I actually did have quite a bit to say about it, but in like the tiering list, Metroid games compared to one to another, I actually put this one over Metroid 1 because it's just a better controlled game. But this game is just fine. It's not a game I really have no interest. It's like not a game I really have too much interest to go back to. Also, shout out to Dizzy. He's the one who actually made this. He's the one who actually made this thumbnail. Might actually ask him if he'd be willing to actually do it again, because since he seems like he's really getting better with his art. But that's different story, different day. Any final thoughts on this, Smooth, or are you ready to move on?
Yeah, I'm ready to move on to the next best thing.
Okay,
give me that peak content.
All right, so the next one is the Scary Godmother retrospective. I'm gonna tell you this right now. This is pretty much Q tier. But I have a confession to make on this one. So Hope did the thumbnail, killed it. Like, you know, Smooth actually edited. This is the first project that Smooth actually edited all by himself, entirely. I had no hand in editing this one whatsoever. He kept me up to date. We definitely did talk. Like, I definitely did throw some key points here and there, but everything else, Smooth fully did this video by himself as far as editing. I remember it took me a little bit to script write this one, quite a bit, and you know, but I did, and I definitely did try to throw some jokes in there, but this was just one that just kind of fell into place. Like, it definitely was a bit of hell for Smooth to kind of edit it all, and it sucks I couldn't get it out by Christmas, by Halloween of 2024. But no, besides that, like, I think the only thing that I messed up on my side is I gave him footage from that had 480p, because I think 480p for specifically those like specials for those for Scary Godmother looks better 480p than 1080. 1080 just looks a little too fake for my taste. But apparently we ran into a problem using 480p where the video would kind of like become a little distorted. It didn't happen too often. I think it happened like twice throughout the whole video, but it was definitely noticeable when it did happen. But it was for long. It was probably for like 3 seconds, like both times. But you know, that's besides the point. Yeah, outside of that, I really don't have too many complaints on this one. Yeah, Smooth really killed it on that. Like I said, just audio, different video I should have used, but that's not really on him. That's on me. You have any input, Smooth? Because I know you sure as hell have some inputs.
What can I say about this one? This is the first time that I was ever entrusted in a project where I was left all the reins were left on me. Like, you know, he said, "Get this done." And confession, we actually had this ready at 2 a.m. on Halloween day, but I think we got hit with a copyright, if I remember correctly.
No, actually, no. So, let me I gotta fact check you on it. So, you're right, it was 2 a.m. So, Smooth and I at the time, so we were like, I finished getting the script done by like the end of October, and I knew it was gonna take some time. We didn't get this video out till almost like the middle of November of last year. We were up late. We were getting ready to go on a trip to Florida, and I remember like 2 in the morning. I'm like, you know, Smooth and I were on VC, like going back and forth. We're going back and forth. Like he's showing me all the footage, and I was telling him like different points, like if there's any issues. I'm like, yo, there's an issue here, there's an issue here, there's an issue here. Like 2 in the morning. This man is a fucking goat for this. 2 in the morning is try to get the best he could done. Because I wanted to get it out before we went on that trip, and we did. And there's definitely I definitely do think it could have been a little bit better, but I think for what we did have circumstances, it wasn't even rushed either. I just, you know, didn't want to like really be thinking about this video while we were on the trip. When like, you know, obviously like that was like a good 3 weeks, and yeah, no, the video outside those few minor issues, like I said, most of it, if not all of it's on me. I'm not blaming Smooth for any of this. Yeah, that outside of all those few things, the video came out phenomenal, like honestly, and clearly my audience thought so too on it.
Like this was definitely the kind of video where I was just like, it was like throw everything on the wall and see what happens. Like in the minute I knew that I had this project, I knew it was like I was rubbing my hands together like a fiend. From the Harry the Werewolf appearance in Super Smash Bros. To fucking, you know, Jimmy getting busted and sent to jail. Like there was just so many jokes that I was just throwing. Like it was just nonstop joke after joke, rapid fire. Like
absolutely,
like Orson and Haley's
Hannah getting the C rank, the C rank tier,
the C rank support, and the fucking Minecraft death meme. Like it was just, if there was it was like, it was almost a joke every 3 minutes that I was putting in.
Oh shit, my bad. I just opened up YouTube comment. What about the Fenton concert? Will you cover AM2R or just skip to the 3DS remake? My fault, Baxter. I am planning to cover AM2R and the 3DS remake. I guess I could let you all in on this. I'm planning to cover them in one video, but that's not going to be till much later on. My fault. I usually have this chat open on the side. One sec. Give me 1 sec. Okay.
Yeah, Scary Godmother was definitely one of my favorite ones. Like, I even made a whole, I think in the second part with Revenge of Jimmy, I even made a whole Seinfeld joke in there. I was like making jokes for like all different age types, and like it was just it was the perfect first project. Like given the context of like anything goes, it was just like, oh man, it was, yeah. Even the Bugaboo bit, like I even had like
there was a lot we had on it. I think despite all of our discrepancies and everything I just said, I think it belongs in Q tier. I just,
oh, absolutely.
Like maybe I'm a little bit biased, which is how fun that video turned out, but it's like everything just fell like right into place despite everything. I really wonder what Baxter was talking about when you mentioned the fentanyl counter.
The Fenton fail counter.
Oh, the Fenton fail counter.
The fentanyl.
Okay.
And then, well, like when the montage of like Danny just straight eating shit like because of jazz.
Giving Smooth the reins on a film he loves so much was a really great first project for him. Absolutely, yeah. I had a lot of faith in him, and I know he is just as passionate, maybe even more passionate about Scary Godmother than even I am. I'm the one who put him onto it. Go figure. Okay. All right, we're in the final six. Final six now. Okay, so Metroid Fusion. Metroid Fusion is a weird one, because while I was making the Mario 3 video, it was a really good step forward for your working relationship on making videos together. I think it definitely was. I definitely knew I could throw Smoothest Harry core.
100%.
100%, bro. I swear I could just make a whole smooth core montage. It definitely is Harry energy. Oh man. So okay, Metroid Fusion, 1,000,000%, 1,000,000%, yo, facts. All right.
Even his theme, I swear to God, I wish I could get a theme.
Yeah, that is like the equivalent of Uncle Ruckus theme. That's like PG Uncle Ruckus theme. Uncle Ruckus theme for kids.
What is the smell emanating from the counter? Must be the goodie bags, I presume.
Bro, I swear, like Harry the Wolf, man, that was a character. Fuck, man. Oh man, like part of me wanted to put it above Klaus's video, but like it was just, I was so passionate about doing that Klaus video. Like I think where it's at is, it's a really respectable spot. But okay, I'm derailing. Sorry, let me lock the fuck back in real quick. So Metroid Fusion, I was making the Mario 3 video while Metroid Fusion was also in making, but I was also really busy trying to make sure all these videos came out on a decent time. I also was working on the Halloween video as well. I was really busy in the month of October. So I actually hired and had an editor for the Metroid Fusion video. I still had to do quite a bit of editing myself, but like this dude JP2427, he killed it. Honestly, he pretty much got that whole video done, everything I sent to him, in a week. I was beyond impressed. Yeah, I was really beyond impressed. So like, I don't have too much I could really say on it, because I definitely still have to do a couple sections. Obviously, I noted every single section he did, but then I noted the 1 or 2 sections I did. I still had to make sure everything sounded great, but I didn't have to really worry about that for the sections he worked on. Only thing I had to do was still do the music. Did the music, text, the music, the title cards, all that wonderful jazz. But I really did like the Fusion video. But also it just comes back down to, I really just like Fusion as a game. It's phenomenal. I placed it really high. It's at like the top of the it's literally at the top of the list right now for the Metroid tier list. But yeah, I definitely actually had quite a bit of fun of making that video. I wouldn't say like it was like as much fun as anything that's in Q tier, but I think it was fun. But I probably am gonna knock it down a couple points because of the fact that I hired an editor. Not like I said, the dude, he did a phenomenal job, right? But that also means I wasn't as involved for this one, like as much, if you know what I mean. Had less of a personal touch, and like, yeah, definitely had less of a personal touch on me because I was busy trying to do that. Well, I was busy trying to do Mario and busy trying to do the Halloween video. But you know, Smooth, you have anything else to point out onto this one?
Personally, I would say if like, you know, I would say if you're gonna put it on a tier, I would say at least B, right above the Humble Beginnings, because let's be honest, anything that involves a collaborative effort, I would say generally, unless it's noticeable, like I would say at the very least is B, because there's definitely takes a lot of, like, you know, professional practice to be able to admit that, like, you know, that you definitely loaded up on your plate and, you know, need someone to help do the heavy lifting on some of the things that, you know, on the setup phase, and that's why, collaborations exist. Like, I personally love the bits where, you had Hope come in and do the narration. That is a nice touch, especially in a game where there is almost zero dialogue.
Absolutely.
Like
She killed the
the na-
narration. She killed the narration too. She wanted
and
to
that
go with it.
that's the biggest draw, like, for me with Metroid Fusion, is like you have this like unique narrative, like direction, and like I don't think a lot of YouTubers have ever actually hired somebody to do a voiceover, and I think that's unique.
Actually, I got the idea from watching Liam Triforce's videos on talking about Metroid. He actually did it for Super, he did it for Fusion, and I'm pretty sure he did it for Zero Mission. And I can totally admit that I definitely got the inspiration and idea from, like, hell, I mean, I got a lot of inspiration from him to even do the Metroid series. There was like a lot of praise towards his Metroid series, but yeah, I definitely had a clear-cut path on how I want to do Fusion, but I will be the first to tell you I definitely struggled writing Fusion script. I had to go back, rewrite quite a bit of it, and it's like that was a script I had to put down for a little while and then kind of come back to.
And it shows. Like I still laugh at the. I mean, I still laugh and, like, scratch my head at the conspiracy theory of the Federation forces, because that alone could be a video of itself. Like, like you, like, in a sense, like, Fusion is like that one video where you're leaving just enough breadcrumbs and feelers for, like, like, let's just say the audience are ants, and you have a video. And in that video, you're leaving breadcrumbs for the ants to come in and pick up and, bring back. And then those little breadcrumbs will obviously spread to other ants. And, next thing you know, you have all these ants crowding on this piece of bread that you put out, aka your video, because there's some breadcrumbs that they were left wanting more.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I definitely left been having more of a clear-cut path and what I want to do with the series. What I I just had a brain fart. There's I definitely did have the structure down. I just like I said, I really did appreciate this dude really taking this time to really help me out on this video. But like I said, I had less involvement on it because of it, and like I think the video came out great. And like, clearly it shows it's like my third highest viewed video right now. But views aside, I think it's like I said, I think it's probably gonna end up at the top of B. Yeah, I should place it right now at the top of B, not because I think it's necessarily a bad video. I really enjoyed it. I just knock it down. Like, I may sound like a hypocrite because I just put Smoof's video that I had, like, not as much involvement, like, editing wise, in Q tier, but it's also because, like, I was with him pretty much every step of the way. Like, even though I wasn't editing it, like, he was still showing me clips, he still asked me for advice, I still gave him the time on that. So even though I wasn't physically editing, I definitely was way more involved with that. When I gave this dude when I gave him the pretty much the recordings, the footage, all that, like, I had no involvement. I gave him everything, just told him what I was looking for, and just said, there you go, and like just told him the program I used. And then a few days later he sent it all back to me fully edited and all that. So like I wasn't as involved. So that's just like, that's just a personally me thing. Like, that was more of a collaborative effort. Yeah, like, absolutely. Like, I hired somebody from one part, but like when it was like me and Smooth, like, even when he fully edits by himself, like we still talk constantly. So like, even if I'm not fully in there, like, I'm still with him every step of the way. So like, I still consider that, like, like me still being a part of the project, even if I'm not like doing as much editing,
Yeah.
But you have anything else you want to add for Fusion, or you good?
I think we're good on that one.
It was two homies working on the same thing. The one Smooth edited. The Metroid one was a guy hiring another guy. You feel, yeah, essentially, like and not like it's a bad thing. Like I said, I was really overloaded trying to get like 3 videos out within a month, and I needed help. Like, you know, and it's like Smooth was also helping me. For sure, not a bad thing. Absolutely. Okay. Moving on. So now we have Danny Phantom season 3. So just like before. So unlike Scary Godmother, but close to it, Smooth probably edited like 90% of this video by himself. All I did was I structured it, like pretty much structured it, did the did the slideshow, and added the music, but everything else was pretty much on him. So yeah, like I said earlier, I have a really big soft spot for season 3. But yeah, this was I was really at this point. Actually, I think the season 3 video is almost a year old. It came out on Christmas last year.
Holy shit! Time is.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's just I just didn't have. Again, it was sort of like Scary Godmother, where I was busy, so I couldn't really like be knees deep in editing. But every step of the way, I have a soft spot for 3. And I did enjoy it. I did enjoy really doing it. Actually, I think it was like around this part where it's like we definitely did hit a wall with editing. We both did.
Oh yeah,
pretty bad.
Face first,
because I was getting really busy doing coding at the time. Smooth hit the wall bad with season 3, and it just took so long for it to come out because of it. And like it was significantly less episodes, but it's like I don't know. I don't have to, like, you would think, like, you know, how much I said it was a soft spot. I don't have too much to add on a season 3 of Danny Phantom, but I enjoyed it. It's something I could look back on, like, yeah, I definitely enjoyed this. Like, Smooth really killed it on the Smooth killed it on Phantom Planet. Hope killed it on Girls Night Out. I think even Bestie had some shining moments in there. Like, you know, it was good. I really enjoyed it. And then, like, you know, I closed it out. I definitely threw my 2 cents in, saying I think the series, I don't appreciate the series as much as before after doing a project like this. But I mean, sometimes it's bound to happen. Sometimes you can appreciate a series more. That's just happened to be one of those Q tier because I was in it. I mean, yeah, you pretty much talked about a dragon the whole time. No, your writing was phenomenal. You definitely were a really big highlight of that one. But yeah, the dragon would have treated me right. Absolutely, it would have. Right. I absolutely would have. Yeah, it was cool. Like I really did enjoy it. Like I said, soft spot, but just because I have a soft spot for it doesn't mean I'm gonna place it higher or lower than something. I'm feeling like bottom of B. I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's definitely a fair assessment, and I'll be honest, like season 3 was the one that we all kind of just put our noggins together, and it's kind of ironic that the worst season of all was the one that, like, you know, had the best, like, the best overall content. Like, Bestie really killed it with some of his bits. Like, one of them was like he had a whole country accent when doing the vote for Vlad for president episode. I mean, there was me ripping into Phantom Planet for like 5 minutes straight. You had some shining moments, like fucking the ghost of the weather ghost, fucking.
Yeah, we really put Bestie through the ringer on that one, because I remember he sent us the recording, and we actually straight up told him, like, bro, go back into the studio, go back into the writing room, go rewrite quite a bit of this. And it's like, you know, we, like, obviously we all agreed on the tier list, right? I know it's it was a little rough on the structure, but, like, you know, I just felt like he definitely could have done better, and he did. He definitely did step up, because like I told him like just think creatively, and he did. He definitely did step up, and I think this was his best performance out of all 3 of these videos. I'm not even joking. From season 1 to season 3, it's definitely a glow up, and I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. For him.
Yeah,
actually,
100%.
Actually, I'd say it was a glow up for all 3 of us, because I think he really brought his A game after you had a chat with him. Absolutely, he absolutely did. I think all 3 of us were pretty much locked in, video wise, on getting that one done. So yeah, I think I'm thinking bottom of B. What do you think, Smooth?
Yeah, I'm either thinking below Humble Beginnings or above season 1. Like,
yeah, like
if it goes in the B, it has to be on the bottom of B. That has to be the gatekeeper.
Yeah, like that's like pretty much like the beginning of like, okay, like the videos are definitely getting better. They're getting good. Whatever. Okay, we're on the final 4. Let's definitely I guess once we're done with the last one, I'm gonna close out stream because I'm tired. It's 2:15 in the morning. Okay.
This one.
Okay. Real quick, let me just lower the music a little bit.
Look, I'm gonna be controversial and lead off with this one, because holy shit, there is a lot that I want to talk about this one. Like,
www.gotobedq.com
/sleep.
Yeah, don't worry. Well, we're pretty much close to the end, so I'm like, yeah. I definitely have enough energy to get through this.
Pikmin.
Who makes a tier list at 2 in the morning? Oh boy, 2 a.m. Hey guys, we're gonna go make this tier list.
I bet. Wait, let's get this. Man.
Oh, okay. You know what?
This one you had me fucking wrung out.
Okay. Let me I know you want to be controversial, but this one needs some context before you dive in, because you're gonna do most of the talking on this one. But let me pull the curtains up and let me set the stage for you, if I may.
Go right ahead.
So this video, right? I pretty much opened it. Even in the intro of the video, I explained how this video was written back in May of 2024. Back in May of 2024, before the first Danny Phantom video was even released, and that much is true. I wrote that. This was the first script I've ever written, and it definitely shows quite a bit even through the video. But this video went through so much development hell. We picked up and put down this video multiple times. At one point, Smooth and I were kind of considering not even making this video, and we really almost just decided to like pull the plug and be like, you know what, I just don't think this video is gonna come out. And fortunately enough, that wasn't the case. It's just it took so long. Like hell, I dropped After Effects because they want to raise my price. I just didn't want to deal with that anymore. And I just been fully on DaVinci anyway. But yeah, it was a nightmare. I'm surprised how well the video came out, but I'm gonna go ahead and let Smooth go off, Smooth.
All right, so for context, like I said, Q started off with this video. We were getting some work in, got everything all nice and smoothed out. I started this Pikmin project in, I want to say, December of last year, roughly speaking, or January. Maybe so it was definitely around the time of season 1 of Danny Phantom. That's in the video. So I started off, nice, steady, smooth. And then I got hit with the, hey, you're going to go back to work after all, earlier than expected. Because I was working on this on my off time when I wasn't at my job. So I had more time to do the video. Fast forward to several months of being stuck at Forest Naval with almost no time to do this video for myself, for no time for myself to do this video, there was so many times where I've wanted to just be like, why the fuck am I even doing this? Like, I was just questioning myself, and I'm just like, I'm thinking to myself, like, I have going back playing the game again to get some specific footage, and I'm just like, damn, he was gonna make me hate this fucking game when I'm done with this. And the irony, it made me love the game even more, and mind you, Pikmin torture. Yeah, you want to torment somebody, just make them play Pikmin and just sit back and just watch me play Pikmin horribly. Like there's your content right there. But fucking fast forward to November of this year, for some reason, I don't know what happened. I don't know if Q lit a fire under my ass and just just told me to go.
I can tell you. I can tell you what happened. So I did hop on this project for a little bit, but then I hit a wall, and my mind was elsewhere. I started wanting to like focus on the other projects I had in mind, which I did. And then this was like left in the back burner like around like June-ish. Like I picked up on this a little bit, left on the back burner. But then I know like Smooth started working on it like a little bit more and more. But then I told him, all right, so I'm like, Adobe wants to raise my price for pretty much After Effects, and I just didn't want to do it. So I'm like, all right, Smooth, here's the deadline. It was like a month. He had a month because the thing is that most of the work was on. He had most of the work on his side, so I'm like, there's no point to trying to go back and forth, trying to keep swapping back and forth. I might as well just have him do the rest of the work, and obviously, I was with him every step of the way on that part. But pretty much the deadline came. I canceled my subscription to Adobe. He sent me the video, but then I told him like there's a lot of fuck ups. There was a lot of fuck ups. You'd be surprised. Like the final video, what was before to the final video was insane. And I showed him like where like all like pretty much all the parts that need to get touched up. So like fast forward like about I want to say like pretty much essentially the end of November, the end of last month, I reinstated my my After Effects for like for a week. I got a 1 week free trial, but I didn't get Creative Cloud. I just got After Effects itself. Smooth pretty much kept working, and pretty much it wasn't even like he like there was a lot I need to do. There was more like there was a lot of touch-ups that need to get done, and there was one of those things when one piece broke, when one piece was fixed, another piece broke, and when one piece was fixed, another piece broke, and we just kept doing that. And then obviously my free trial ended, and I just said fuck it, I'll just pay for 1 more month. And then like at this point, this was December 1st of this year, and like like we finally locked the fuck in, got all the touch-ups done, and then like finally the video was released that Thursday on December 4th, pretty much the same day Metroid Prime 4 came out. And it was a lot to this one. When I say development hell, I fucking mean it. This one was probably the most torturous video we've ever done. Like no other video on this list right now even comes into comparison on how much hell this one went through.
And it only went through that kind of hell because my goofy ass wanted to add more and more. And like what was originally was just supposed to be like a Pikmin documentary in a sense, turned into a complete meme fest of like we're talking like Larry the Lobster running down the boardwalk as a blue Pikmin, to the cutaway of just what it actually looks like as a blue Pikmin like saving a red Pikmin, or like the memes of just all the different shit that the blue Pikmin's gone through, like getting tossed out the window like Jazz AJ into fucking electroplankton, or one of my other favorite ones is just there was just so many like Pikmin jokes that I made, like Olimar beating the shit out of a puffy stool.
The race to the finish when you talk about the optional bosses, the fact you used the melee challenger approaching for every single boss.
The run on gag where Q was about to talk about bonus mode, and I just said that.
Challenge mode.
All right. So here's a little context. Challenge mode. Q had this whole thing where he cooked on challenge mode, and due to the pressing time, I suggested to him we should do a gag where the TV drops down in front of Squidward at like from the episode where he goes to Tentacle Acres.
Yeah.
And he's and it was the scene where Patrick changes the channel, and it was just Q talking about challenge mode, and it was like, in challenge mode you gotta collect all these Pikmin within the time limit. That's it. I hate this channel.
I think it was probably it was for the best.
And then I went ahead and like by the time Squidward changed the channel back, it transitioned into the conclusion, and it was a lot of things that I was just adding on and on about, like just putting more stuff, like the scene where Olimar fucking got turned into a Dan Dory Pikmin, and I used How I Met Your Mother joke, or what I think it was, or the "Yup, that's me." I bet you're probably wondering how I got into this situation. There was just so many cutaway gags that I was doing, so many big, scenes I was doing. I even did a joke where Squidward was being followed by Pikmin, or like Olimar was Patrick screaming push to the boxes. There were jokes everywhere, but it was because I was adding more and more, and I was putting more complex shit in that it was just, it became completely different from what was intended.
Yeah, and I think because of it, it became even better than I could ever imagine. But like, I definitely think you definitely were your own worst enemy with that. Like that was definitely came to a point where I wanted to tell you so bad. I'm like, bro, just wrap it the fuck up, man. Like it's not even like it was a pacing issue. It was just like, I know you wanted to keep throwing joke after joke after joke, and I'm like, you definitely were throwing banger after banger, but it's like you also were it was almost borderline toxic how much like he was beating himself up over this. And it's like, I feel bad, but it's like, I respect the art and I respect the craft of it. It's just one of those things where it's like, it really became mental torture, and it's just little things overall that took so long to get this one out. And this one is definitely a passion project for both of us. Like what started off, how the video started off mentally back in like May of 2024 to how it turned out to be only like 3 weeks ago of December of 2025 is night and day. This one feels so different than what it started as. I'm hoping like Pikmin 2 is definitely like a lot smoother. I'm like gonna try to get that one out next year, but I mean, see where it goes. It's this one was this one's like one of those stories where it's like it's interesting to find out what the development background was like, but then like the final product definitely could just be whatever to most people, but like the development background, there's definitely stories to tell on this one.
Oh, there was so many. Especially one of my favorite ones was like, I'm like, and this was like towards the end, I'm like wrapping up the video, I'm like, all right, everything is good, and mind you, out of nowhere, Q was like, so about that thumbnail, and my entire world shook. I was like, thumbnail? Yeah, my thumbnail, for my video. Sir, you never ordered a thumbnail. My thumbnail? My thumbnail? How am I supposed to post this video without my thumbnail?
You call yourself an artist and someone to commission to? Well, I ain't buying.
Oh my god, it was like, so I was immediately scrambling like for like a thumbnail idea, and the first joke that came into my head, like mind you, I do a whole bunch of like joke sketches to try to find the right one. And of course, ironically, usually my first one's always the best one, but you have to go through so many to like before you realize it. But it started off with AJ Styles and The Undertaker. So for context, they had a wrestling match where it was called the Buried Alive match, and this character AJ Styles thought he buried The Undertaker, but he's just standing there behind him, glaring at him while AJ's laughing. So I had this idea of Olimar laughing while he's holding a blue Pikmin in his hand, because I hate blue Pikmin. I love yellow Pikmin. Like, it's so. If you watch the video, I put the blue Pikmin through so much hell, like. But I'm having him hold the Pikmin, and the Emperor Bullblacks is just glaring at him through the mist. And mind you, I did this in a matter of a week because I was still trying to feel around. So I banged out that entire cursed thumbnail within like a week, on top of finishing up the video. Needless to say, it was definitely a labor of love.
Yeah.
But there was definitely a lot of love, but
definitely a lot.
Holy shit.
Definitely a lot of though. Alright, so you know what? I'll leave this one to you. Where do you want to place this one?
Honestly, I would say this is definitely a between A and Q. Like, if it's gonna be on the Q tier, it would be below Scary Godmother. But if it's A, put it above the Sonic mushroom.
There we go. Yeah, I think
just because of the amount of massive delays that we've went through, is just kind of knocked it down a peg.
Okay, final three. I don't really think we need to add any more to Pikmin. I think that segment was long enough. So at least, apologies ahead if these next three are kind of going to be a bit more lightning round-ish. Let's see, the Halloween video. I pretty much edited most of this one pretty much myself. I pretty much did this one myself. Smooth did the intro, the outro, and yeah, I pretty much did everything else. That was a super fun collab. It completely was. I had so much fun making that video. I had so much fun. I was feeling myself. I was cheesing fam and everything. And then copyright infringement, and this one this one was bad. I actually had to definitely heavy dispute this one just to even get this one out. But I had a lot of fun making it, like a lot of fun. And I think and funny enough, like a lot of the jokes that were in there weren't even from Smooth. Most of that was from myself. I kind of was pretty private about how things came out with it, but what do you think, Smooth? Or do you have any inputs?
Honestly, I think this one, I'm gonna have a deep confession on this one. I realize I cannot do live action shows to save my ass. Like, live action sitcoms, like, they're sitcoms, don't get it twisted, but holy shit, it was hard to write for this one. Like, there was one point where I was going to make, like, you know, a whole That's So Raven, like, you know, stages of being a furry joke, and I tossed it out the window. I settled for an Animorphs joke because I felt like that was niche, but at the same time, like, people who understood Animorphs would definitely catch the joke. But this one was my toughest one to write because most of my script writing usually involves either, like, cartoon comedies, because I excel in Toon Force. So, like, anything, like, for the sake of stupidity, I was just, like, really killing it. So for a show that was, like, extremely grounded, it was definitely challenging because it was, like, I had to feel around to, like, you know, understand continuity. And I think, like, the segments that I enjoyed writing the most were the ones that involved Corey and his dad.
Yeah, you definitely did kill those. You definitely did kill those segments.
But it was just like, but that's just from my experience. Like, the other two segments were, I'm honest, were bangers. Ed, Edd n Eddy and Hey Arnold, absolutely fucking bangers.
Let me go ahead, finish your statement, then I got something to say.
It's just like between like the cartoon logic of Ed, Edd n Eddy, like especially with how you framed yours into like how Hope's segment was literally just started off like, like rolling the boulder up to the top of the hill and then just watching it drop down was just like, you just see this snowball effect of like turning one practical joke into chaos. It was just fucking chef's kiss.
Now, let me let you in on a secret, right? So I take quite a bit of time writing my scripts, right? I wrote that script in one day. One day, actually. In fact, I showed up to work at like 7 in the morning because I had to go get blood work done at like 6:30, and I said, fuck, I'm just gonna go straight to work. And I had like about almost an hour and a half when I got to work. I wrote like 80% of the script that day, and then I went to the gym later on that night and just finished writing the script, recorded it all on a Friday, and I edited it all in one day. Like I was surprised how quickly I was able to just get that done in a week. Like I speed ran through that one, and I think it's probably one of my best scripts I've ever written. I think it's probably one of my funniest segments I've ever edited. Like everything, that was the stars were aligned for that one. I did that. Smooths took me like 2 nights to fully edit, and then for Hopes it took me like 2 days. 2 days to fully edit and to fully edit it. Like I started one day, went to the next day, and yeah, no, I was pretty much done. My only regret is that I should have tried to upload it sooner, so in that way I could have dealt with all the copyright infringement bullshit, copyright strike bullshit earlier. But hey, it is what it is. We here now. It sucks that we had that Smooth and I had to go back and kind of re-edit a lot of that bullshit to kind of work around that niche. But I mean, you know what, I would do it all over again because that video was so much fucking fun to make. It was so much fun.
Yeah, that one was definitely a lot of fun to get. Like, I honestly, if I had to choose a Disney Channel show, I would definitely pick something from like a cartoon, because
Like Kim Possible or something.
yeah, it was definitely a toughie. But hey, you know what? We live for the challenge.
I'm just gonna say bottom best tier.
Yeah, I would say that definitely.
Yeah, like that video, I really felt very home writing for that one. I felt like it was it meshed well with my commentary style. It totally did. It really
Absolutely.
Alright, so last two. Any final thoughts on Halloween, or are you good?
No, I'm good on that one.
Okay. Last two. Super Metroid. I'm just gonna say I poured a lot of time into Super Metroid. Like, I did not go through the development hell that Smooth went through on Pikmin, but this one, I'm not even gonna say it was close, because that was like an 18-month gap, but like I went through a lot writing Super Metroid. Super Metroid was probably one of the hardest scripts I've ever written, like making videos. And you put a shitload of work. Now I did research. Doing research on power-ups, bosses, pretty much gameplay. I did a lot of research on everything. I wanted to make sure I tried to I want to make sure I want to touch on almost everything that I possibly could while doing that. Hell, I even did all the bosses, like optional or not. It was just, I want to try to hit every nook and cranny that I possibly could while talking about Super Metroid, because the game's phenomenal. Super Metroid's a really phenomenal game. I openly said it was one of the best. I think it's the best SNES game, or at least at the very least one of the best SNES games I've ever played, at the very least. And I can tell you, like, the controls are definitely like the very odd thing about the game. I just feel like they're kind of whatever, but once you adjust, the game's phenomenal. Holy shit, the game's phenomenal. But yeah, writing for this one was tough. It was a really tough video to write, really tough video to try to edit, to make sure everything like aligned properly. So like, I am really passionate about that video, specifically Super Metroid, more than any of the other Metroid videos right now. This is the one I probably I pulled out all the stops on this one. At least I feel like it, until like obviously I go hit Zero Mission, because Zero Mission's not out yet, but it's That one's going through a bit of development hell, but it'll be out early next year. You have any thoughts on this one, Smooth?
Honestly, I think this one was definitely a labor of love on that one. Like, you definitely there was still some hidden stuff that to the common player would never understand. Like, the secret bomb technique where you can absorb your own bombs to just heal yourself, but it's but that's like super techie stuff that someone that would have to break the game would figure it out. But like, it was definitely a very lore intensive game in comparison to the other two, because you're talking about a game that's now being powered on a new system that is capable of pushing the graphics and sound to a whole new level.
Yeah,
so
everything was so good, and the soundtrack's good, the gameplay's good. Like, they pushed that software to its absolute fucking limit, and I think it more than paid off.
If anything, I would say it would definitely be a solid A tier between Sonic and Pikmin, because this one was also the first one where you had Hope do the voiceover as well.
Yeah,
I think that one really killed it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
The cinematics were just...
Yeah, she killed that voiceover too. Like, I think I'm might be a little biased. I think she killed him more on this one than on Fusions, but I think it's also because it's a lot shorter. Everything just kind of I just personally like the intro more to Super than I do to Fusion. I'm not taking any props away from her. She killed it on both, but I just personally like the Super one more, because it's that it definitely fit the grittier tone of Super, but also Super's intro is half the time. So obviously I don't know.
And it was a nice little recap of everything that you've done up until now, complete with cutscenes. So you definitely had you were yeah, I did all that. Yeah, I am that badass.
So yeah, I'm going to place it right there, right in between.
Yeah.
Right in between. So yeah, this is alright. So we're on the final one. So this video is not out yet. This one's actually still currently being developed, but it is going to drop either this year, or at the very least by New Year's. I'm trying to get it out for this year, trying to get it out for Christmas, which is on Thursday. But obviously we're so I don't want to say too many spoilers about jokes or whatever, but I mean, I think we've been doing pretty good on sort of.
All I can say is that the Halloween one, this one, if you thought that the Halloween one was good, this one's gonna blow it out the water. Because first off, the major difference is I'm not doing a live action, sitcom. Yeah. I'm actually doing a cartoon, so y'all already know that that's a step up.
Yeah, and then for me, I actually really went out of my way. I didn't actually choose a go-to show this time. I actually chose one I actually I'm very fond of, but it's definitely not one of my go-tos. I really have been enjoying it. I've been have been a bit away on editing. I'll definitely admit that Smooth actually has been doing most of the editing for this one. I've been editing his section this whole time, but I will tell you this right now, however long my section is, or Bestie's section is, Smooth's almost double the length. He really went over the top in a really good way in this one, and yeah, I want to give him my undivided attention. Then I'm gonna be real. I'm been kind of want to take a break sort of mood this month, so I definitely haven't been locking the fuck in the way I normally do. That period will end definitely by mid-January, early February for sure. But I would say for now, I
definitely Q tier. I'm gonna this one I'm cooking, but this one's definitely gonna go above the Halloween one without a doubt.
Okay, yeah, I can accept that.
Nothing against anyone, but I am confident that this one is gonna be just because of the fact that the major difference is I'm not doing a live action allowed me to go Hamburglar on the commentary. When you see, you'll know which one I did when you see it. just be prepared.
And I think Bestie actually did. Bestie didn't really do that bad of a job. He did pretty solid. I would still say, like, like critiques. I think like one thing that a problem that he picked up from the Danny Phantom project is like Danny Phantom, because we were covering so many episodes in one video, we had to kind of like lightning round through them. So like I told the guys, try to cover the episode you're covering, try to cover it within 2 minutes. And obviously I think he absorbed that so much that like he brought it to here. But what we were trying to explain to him is that you can take your time, because there's no time limit. We're talking about like 3 episodes. We're talking about 3 different episodes instead of like 20 in one video. So like, yeah, he was totally allowed to take his time. I definitely think like, he definitely did take some time to rewrite his script quite a bit. Do I think it's perfect? Honestly, no. But I do think it's a lot better than what it initially was. I don't think his section is necessarily that bad. I think this is probably I don't know which section I like more off of. You know what? I think I'm slightly biased towards the probably more towards Ed and Eddie, but like I think the Foster's one, I'm slightly biased towards Ed and Eddie, but I think the Foster's one I did, the section I did in there, I think I killed it, low key. I think I did really good. It took me some time to write that script, but I also could tell you, like, I definitely did step out my comfort zone a little bit. I tried some new things. Smooth did most of the editing. I touched up on it, but yeah, it's coming out beautifully, and I think it should be good by Thursday. But if not, expect it by New Year's. That's all I can really say on that.
Yeah, and honestly, just get the popcorn ready, and when you watch it, please make sure you don't have any food in your mouth, because you might choke. Like,
I'm loving the confidence. We don't ever get to see the saddest moves. So I'm just really I'm really just enjoying it for the moment, because this moment's gonna pass and he's gonna go back to being the cynical fuck.
I mean, I'm looking at this tier list, but like, I'm actually quite surprised. Like, I was expecting more B, and like, because I like to look at a tier list that has a bell curve, but the fact that like we got more Q tier videos than L tier is like,
yeah, no,
is telling.
Yeah, no, I'm actually really surprised on how well this came out. Like, this is pretty phenomenal. Holy shit! Like, I'm really impressed with just with myself. Like, again, I don't usually like to praise myself. Like, I have really low self-esteem. Shocker, I know, right? But just looking at this, I'm like, wow, I really am proud of the work that I do on these things. This is my passion right here, and I'm really fucking proud of it.
Hell yeah! This is I'm telling you, this is like, this right here is a positive like curve. Like, this is telling that, like, you can see the ratio of like the success of the video to the amount that is being put in.
It's dope to reflect on your work and understand what you've done, that needs more improvement, but also to celebrate the amazing stuff you've done. See, I'm always one to look at things I can improve on, but I'm never usually one to celebrate the amazing stuff I've done. So like, this is definitely like I guess that sort of celebration. Again, like, I came into this knowing that like the top 8 games were gonna be kind of in D tier, because I knew that was my very first video, and I came in knowing that like potentially the DNL I kind of already saw coming from a mile away. Everything else was completely up in the air though. Even
like there's merit even in the C tiers. Like,
you would take a screenshot of it, but yeah, I think yeah, just decide to take a screenshot. I think that's gonna do it for now, though. I'm really, really tired. It is almost 3 o'clock in the morning. Did not think this was gonna take almost 3 hours, but I'm
We had a lot.
I'm gonna go find someone to read off to. Smooth, it's always been a pleasure.
Hell yeah. I can't wait to see this video drop, and you know,
Yeah.
if you haven't already, people, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Quniverse. It would do him a much pleasure.
Yeah, I've definitely had. This has definitely been quite a year, both in and out of video making. But I'm glad to look back. Like this is something I can really look back and be proud of. Proud on. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm at. I expect great things to come of this next year.
Shit, me too. But alright, I'm gonna go right off. Not entirely sure who, but alright. Y'all have a good one. Y'all have a good night. I will see y'all probably in 2026 because this is probably gonna be my last stream of the year. Later, y'all.
Woo. Later.